Greetings, fellow lovers of muffins. Tiki's here.
And BlueDragonFive.
I just said Tiki's here. And welcome to Exploring Gotham. And tonight we're going to be speculating on the return of Gotham, happening in just 1 week, entitled Wrath of the Villains. Oh, man. BlueDragonFive, I think you and I can both agree we're kind of defenders of the show. It can be a bit of a train wreck from time to time, but I think it's got enough good qualities to keep us interested. But
especially with season 2, yeah.
Yeah, but it's been too long. It's been too long, my friend. I mean, Gotham in season 1 came back from the fall hiatus in the first week of January, and here we are in like the third week of February. It's like this has been a really long hiatus.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So I guess to jump into it, let's kind of start with a little recap of season 2 thus far.
Sure, so here's what we got in the first half of season 2. It's kind of the main big plot points, just kind of summarized here. I believe I could go on for a long way because that was 11 episodes, which I believe last time we got 10 episodes in the first season, so it's an additional episode in there. Point is, here's what happens, folks. Theo Galvan put a big revenge plot in motion to honor the Dumas name that had been erased from Gotham's history because of the Wayne family way back in the olden days. This unleashes Jerome with a very Joker-esque brand of madness he's unleashed upon the city. Amongst all of Galvan's little plans and everything, Butch Gilzine gets unbrainwashed or brain dirtied. Is that how you say that? I don't know. He gets unbrainwashed. I'm going with that. Just go with me on that, folks. So
I think that's a more acceptable term.
Gilzine's unbrainwashed, and Galvan kills Mrs. Cobblepot.
Mrs. Cobblepot, no!
Okay, let's see. Nathaniel Barnes, after Jerome kills Sarah Essen, Captain Nathaniel Barnes takes over the GCPD, leading by incorruptible example, which, given Jim Gordon's action at the beginning of this season, killing for survival, but still killing illegally, make him sweat a little bit. We're going to see if they pick up on that this season. I have my doubts, but we'll get to that. Nigma accidentally kills Miss Kringle and befriends the Penguin as a result.
In the most adorable bromance ever.
Absolutely. Barbara gets crazy, but doesn't die. Bruce and Selina...
So you mean like season 1?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Barbara, her crazy keeps us going sometimes, I think, at least in my end.
In your head. So Bruce and Selina get the name of the Wayne... Bruce and Selina get the name of the Wayne killer from Silver St. Cloud.
Who was kind of like a mini Barbara in her own right, unfortunately.
She absolutely was mini Barbara, but there was a moment where she kind of cleaned up towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end, but there was a lot of painful stuff yet to get through with her.
Absolutely, she was mini Barbara. Okay, let's see. Gordon Bullock and company, they round up a rescue for Bruce Wayne, saving him from the Order of St. Dumas, kind of the cloaked organization that may or may not be connected to the Court of Owls in this universe. Tabitha, Theo Galvan's sister, abandons her brother, who's captured by the Penguin and Gordon. Penguin exacts brutal revenge, including shoving an umbrella up some unfortunate place. Not that unfortunate place, I'm kidding. But still, he chokes him with an umbrella.
Very memorable. I feel like that's kind of like a kill out of a Tim Burton movie or something.
But before that happens, getting us to the point where he shoves the umbrella down, which we don't see, by the way, which is the fantastic reveal. Penguin exacts brutal revenge, ending in Jim Gordon putting Galvan out of his misery, because it was brutal. He was beating him with a baseball bat and beating him with a bat, symbolic. Go. Leslie Tompkins is revealed to be pregnant and engaged, and she gets engaged to Jim Gordon at the end of this first half, like in real life. Pregnant and engaged the actor playing Jim Gordon, which is funny.
And honestly, now it's going to be kind of like one of those weird things with Deadpool in the next 2. I'm going to have like a brain separation sort of thing going on with her.
You're going to wonder if she's carrying Wade Wilson's child, aren't you?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I hate to say it, but... oh, God.
Well, that'll explain why James Jr. is crazy.
There you go. It all makes sense. We just tied together two comic continuities.
Two of my favorite characters.
We did it. BlueDragonFive. Oh God.
Okay. In the end, we see Indian Hill has plans for Galvan's body, particularly Hugo Strange.
Yes, but we frustratingly don't see Hugo Strange in that finale.
Oh, we've seen him now. We have many things to say.
We've seen him now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And the last reveal was that Mr. Freeze is on his way.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first half. Those kind of the main points of the first half of season 2.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely some strong moments. I think the best parts of season 2 were kind of Gordon sort of doing the tight walk of being, having to go into those corrupt places to stop the corruptibility of the GCPD. I think one of the interesting things was Barnes, in his own right, being like the perfect cop, the guy that Jim Gordon, in retrospect, would be like, oh my God, I love this guy, actually turns out to be kind of a big obstacle for Jim Gordon in terms of like Barnes is so straight and narrow that it turns out to be dangerous. So I think there was a lot of intrigue within the GCPD this season.
Absolutely.
Of course, we had the Penguin and all his stuff, Coraline, converging with the Riddler. That was a lot of fun.
Jerome was fantastic.
For the few episodes he was in, yes.
My God, that third episode still might be one of my favorites of the whole series, that third episode.
I think that third episode, I have to say that sticks out as probably the best episode of the whole series.
That's in my top 5.
I think it was the high point.
Because I do love Welcome Back, Jim Gordon. I still love that episode. So
I still get such a smile on my face whenever I think of Jerome's negotiations and when he throws it at the end, like, oh yeah, and a pony.
I just love the bit where you have just that little glimpse of the future when it's Jerome holding Bruce Wayne at knife point with Jim Gordon, Alfred Penguin with guns drawn. It's that moment to me is like, oh my God, it's him making that smile, that look of him holding young Bruce Wayne. That was always that whole sequence, that ending sequence of that episode is just so fantastic. I love the whole third act of that episode.
Yeah. I thought the Galavan stuff was hit or miss for me a little bit. I thought some of it was really good. Other parts, like the Silver St. Cloud stuff, we kind of complained about Tabitha in the beginning. I thought she got better as it went on.
Yeah, James Frank did a great job, though. I mean, he did a good performance.
Yeah, he was good. I thought we had that whole arc of Alfred hitting children.
Yep, and it looks like they're going to be past that now because Selena's just still ribbing them. But
well, I thought they had a good payoff to it.
Our Christmas special gave a comeuppance for that, but we'll see if that happens. To be able to punch you out for it. I did love that from your pitch, by the way.
Oh man. Just one right here, Miss Kyle. Right here. You get one free shot.
I really do.
You and me.
I do legitimately wish they would put that in there.
God. Okay.
Okay, so that's what we've seen. Now let's go. That's what we've already seen. Let's go what we know is coming for season 2. I mean, for the second half of season 2, I should say. Okay, so here's casting stuff. All right.
Okay.
We have Michael Bowen, who was Uncle Jack from Breaking Bad, season 5. He's cast as Matches Malone, or M. Malone at this point, who was the supposed killer of the Waynes.
I can picture that guy as kind of like a hitman in Gotham. I think it works.
And they say they're definitely going to kind of hype him up as like he's a force to be reckoned with, this guy. Because they're not just going to make the Wayne killers like the average Joe. It's more like...
so they're not going at all with the whole like Bruce Wayne alter ego thing? It's just kind of like a weird name thing?
Well, no. I'm saying eventually he'll take on that name. That's just why they're building up the guy to be like...
Oh, okay, I get it.
I'm saying he's going to be an imposing obstacle. It means they're still going to have the name thing, but like eventually he'll take on the name of the man that killed his parents. That's still pretty big.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming that, folks. I'm just saying that's the only way I suspect it's going to go. Is Matches Malone is his alter ego in the comics. There's Paul Rubens as Mr. Kabupat.
Is that going to be like a one-episode thing, or is it going to be an arc? Do we know?
Well, I assume he's going to be back for at least a few episodes.
Okay, that's exciting.
We know he's
maybe now that Oswald is in Arkham, which we'll get into, maybe he'll be like a regular visitor to Oswald.
Well, I remember Paul Rubens, or I guess Robin Lord Terror, one of them. They posted a photograph of some kind, like the two of them standing next to each other, and they weren't like in Arkham garb or anything. Like, he wasn't in Arkham garb, so I'm thinking that it was them at like a funeral or something. I think when we come back, we're going to start with Paul Rubens showing up.
All right, all right.
I think he's going to be like.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love for Paul Rubens to have like a multi-episode arc for
But
sure.
can you imagine Paul Rubens as Mr. Cobblepot teaming up with the Riddler to save the Penguin?
Oh my God! Hell yes! Hell yes!
That's what I'm thinking they're going to go. We'll get into more speculation on that a little later, but I think that's kind of the main. I think that's how you can get Paul Rubens. Like he'll be introduced in the first one, then
I definitely think the Riddler is going to be critical in getting Penguin out of Arkham if they're going that route.
I think Paul Rubens is going to be kind of sprinkled out throughout there strategically. Like he's going to be kind of like the Carmine Falcone in terms of like kind of like he's the important guy when he shows up.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. Lori Petty, or Laura, I think, yeah, it's Lori Petty. She's coming as this new character, Jerry. Now, this character, so many Jerrys now, and it's spelled just like Jerry Hogarth.
Oh God.
So this Jerry, she's the host of an underground murder art club. So it's kind of like how you have, basically it's like where murder is kind of celebrated as an art form, and I guess it's going to be kind of like how there's serial killer art, which I think will welcome a lot of Jerome references.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But it's kind of like a murder art rather than like serial killer art of some kind. Mm-hmm. And the point is, she's going to be kind of like an informant. Like she'll be helping out Bruce Wayne as the kind of the hostess of this underground club that he'll probably be doing some detective work in.
Okay, I like that angle.
Could be interesting. And Laura Petty, she's done some voice work and she's been in some comic book related stuff before. So I mean, she's got credentials. Not the best of credentials with Tank Girl, but she's got credentials nonetheless.
Yeah.
Okay, Nathan Darrow as Victor Freeze. Now I really like Nathan Darrow from House of Cards. Yeah, I love the character he plays, Meacham, who is Kevin Spacey's bodyguard, who was a former cop.
Oh, okay, he's a bodyguard. All right.
Yeah, he was this really cool character. He's this bodyguard.
Does he have any shades of Gilzean? Because that sounds like a very Gilzean-like
I'll tell you, I know you don't watch House of Cards. I'll just say this one to give you a sense of what I kind of took. Initially, he played really interesting. Like he was kind of like the surrogate son almost to.
Okay, I can see that.
And his wife, but then it took an odd turn. It's not like dismissing that that's still there, but it's like adding different layers to him. Like he's a very kind of a background character, but he's always like. Kevin Spacey, Frank Underwood, stood up for him and allowed him to keep as a favor. Like, I'm gonna do you one solid. I'll keep you around, but make sure you remember your loyalty is to me.
Right.
That sort of thing. So there's a lot of interesting stuff when he's there. And I think next season's gonna really ramp up this guy's importance. He's like he'll take a bullet for this guy no matter what. He's really dedicated to Frank Underwood. Okay,
so sounds like he's got sounds like that's definitely a good spot on this guy's resume to play Victor Freeze.
Oh yeah, I mean Darrow's a good actor, I gotta tell you. He's not on there for a lot, but when he's there, he seems really interesting. I want to know more about this guy.
And I gotta say, like, I've been skeptical of how they're gonna pull off the ice effects, but just the little we've seen in the promos looks pretty promising.
Yeah, the ice effects look good. I still wish it was like more of a kind of a low tech thing this early on, of like you just like would like squirt people like a really high, like a fast acting liquid nitrogen instead of like an ice beam. I think the ice beam is still a little too much. We'll see how they go with that.
Right, right.
Anyway, we got Kristen Hager as Nora Freeze. I'm not sure who the actress is off the top of my head, but just letting you folks know.
Okay.
Let's see.
Probably won't have as much of an importance as she did in my Christmas special.
Right. But still, I mean, the big thing I'm hoping for with Victor Nora Freeze, I want to see that love story transfer. That's the big opportunity you have in a prequel show, is to show him why he cares about this woman so much. I want them to communicate.
For sure.
So much, but more on that a little later. The last one to announce, I mean, it's not really a big surprise at this point, but it's like still something we're still geeking out about. B.D. Wong as Hugo Strange.
I am still geeking out about it, man. Oh my God.
I remember when I told you. I wonder if it was captured on air or not when I told you about it.
I'm pretty sure it was. We'd have to go back and watch the podcast. Like, you'd have to like find out the week it was announced and then, do some math and figure out the podcast we recorded. I'm pretty sure that reaction's on air.
Yeah, but hey, B.D. Wong as Hugo Strange, it just seems he's a good actor. Just seeing him.
No, I vividly remember it because I was guessing and I was like you're like, it's from one of your favorite movies, and I was like, let's see, I guess Jeff Goldblum, and you were like, no, but the same movie, and I was like, wait, B.D. Wong? You were like, yeah, and I was like, oh.
It's interesting. I'm kind of stuck watching the show at where I'm employed. But I got to tell you, the show is on Law and Order Special Victims.
Uh-huh.
He plays a psychiatrist in that show too.
Yeah, he played a priest in the show Oz about prisons, which was a very interesting kind of like, a priest in a prison. That
Oh,
was a
really? I mean, those
pretty
both
interesting character.
those both seems like good roles tailor made to cast a good Hugo Strange, someone you would confess to,
For
as
for sure.
someone who knows how
Yeah.
to pry like a psychologist and kind of knows how to play nice, but someone who knows how to like kind of play the likability and the nice guy in this, and just kind of like he makes people confess to him as a priest, you know.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, let's see. So also here's just last two things here. We got the Calendar Man on the way. It's confirmed that Calendar Man will be seen soon.
Oh,
And just the last two here that have been confirmed way back during Comic Con, but we still was kind of curious if they're going to fit them in these last 10. No, last 11 episodes. Mad Hatter and Clayface are supposed to be on the way.
yeah, I mean, if we're gonna get Mad Hatter at all, I have a feeling it's gonna be like a Scarecrow type situation where there might be a two-parter episode in there somewhere having a Mad Hatter arc.
Well, we'll speculate on those guys when we get there. But
sure.
so I'm just saying, like, they're still supposedly on the way, so just keep an eye out for those two.
Okay.
Okay, here's what we've seen directly in the promos. This stuff we've seen. Like, feast our eyes on. You folks can just like watch along with us as we're going through some kind of key visuals here.
Actually, I might be able to screen share it. Let's see. Keep going, but I'll pull up the promo and see if that's possible.
Well, I mean, these promos they do really capture a tone really well. Like things are heating up. Again, I like how they're kind of going for like a thematic, transformative thing. It really, I think, informs kind of what this second half of this season's going for. Kind of real transformative years in Gotham thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they start off like saying Gotham's changing. It's going through a transitional phase, which I think is absolutely true.
Give me one moment.
Like, yeah, I think they really strategically kind of put it out there. They're really selling on Mr. Freeze, and Hugo Strange is kind of seeping into the background, which is interesting. But
I think Mr. Freeze is a selling point, but I think Hugo Strange is going to steal the show. I think he's going to be the one that gets.
And what that might say about it too is that, like, I know in one of the animated shows, The Batman, Hugo Strange was make sure you lock the screen.
Right. Okay.
See now, before you started, real quick, Hugo Strange, well, you need a different one, Tiki. It's this doesn't have all the footage though. You want the one that says like a freeze is coming. There you go. Right there, top right corner. There you go.
Chilly new chapter.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one you want. But I was trying to think of my thought. Oh yeah, in The Batman, what they did, Hugo Strange was kind of he set up villains for Batman to like, he would release people who were unstable to face Batman, so he could kind of observe Batman because he was obsessed with him. That was kind of the idea. I think Hugo Strange like freezes is kind of like the cover fire for what Hugo Strange is really planning in the season, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but let's go through. So again, we see a copsicle right off the bat, a la Incredibles, kind of a copsicle.
But you know what I really like about this ice is that it's very practical looking.
Oh yeah, that's definitely some nice looking ice effects.
Yeah, I like the guy's makeup right here. His beard's all frozen. All right. That's a really cool shot. You know, the bullet's like frozen there. All right.
Yeah. There's a Free My Wife just went by.
Yeah, hold on, sorry. There we go. What do you think that means?
I'm thinking the mob or some criminal organization, not the Penguin, because I think he's going to be in Arkham. But it looks like the criminals have kidnapped Nora Freeze.
Okay, that could be.
And I'm thinking,
I definitely think we're going to see that. Like you said, I think the question with Nora Freeze is how much are we going to see of that love story before the shit hits the fan.
Honestly, what I'd love to see, I don't know if they'd be able to do it because they really haven't kind of stretched the format of the show this much. I would love it if there was like a whole episode set in kind of building Mr. Freeze that would periodically have flashbacks to it. And just give me a taste of the relationship they shared together, of seeing why he is going to these extreme measures to get her back, of like seeing like them having good times together as he's like killing people left and right to get.
Oh, okay, I see. That'd be a really good kind of contrast in emotions.
Because I'm saying if you could only get like a little bit of that, that's the way to do it. Just to kind of see
totally.
Like, what got him to that point and why, with the fire burning, the proverbial fire burning in his heart. Okay, so
the fire rises.
So the 29th leap year, same time Extremely Goofy movie came out, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
this is Bruce Wayne walking into I don't know if it's the murder art. I think it's the murder art club, because you'll notice
the one you were saying with the new girl. This mask really intrigues me.
I love that. I'm convinced that's going to be a Jerome followers.
Oh yeah.
I love the smiley mask so much. It's kind of V for Vendetta meets the Joker. It's awesome.
Right.
That's the way you do Joker smile in Gotham. Practically, that's how you do it.
Okay.
Also,
yeah.
notice. Sorry.
It just looks like a, kind of like a rave of some kind.
And you'll notice Bruce Wayne is going in there alone, no Alfred. So he's a really gutsy move on his part. All right. Wait a minute. Look on the. Go back to the rave shot.
What?
Okay, now. Yeah, I see. And there was a moment in there. It's like right there, folks. It's a little hard to make out right now because of the lights there. But if you look really closely, right above like the band or something up there, it looks like there's a projection of the Jerome police footage. Of,
is there? Saying, my God!
You ain't seen nothing yet. It looks like Jerome's face in there a little bit. But as the motion, you can kind of see. Look up there above the S, folks. Just above it. Let's let it play. So have the folks just check it out. There you go, right there.
I don't know.
I know, but yeah, that's what I mean.
All right.
I could be crazy, but it looked like they're using some old footage there. There we go. There's a look at Mr. Freeze. Now this seems to be a really early Mr. Freeze, so doesn't have to be in the cold suit yet, but he's just, it looks like a lone vigilante, Mr. Freeze.
I'm really curious to see if it'd be great if this season we got the lone vigilante Mr. Freeze, and then the cliffhanger for him was the cold suit, and then
that's
we extended him.
That's exactly what I love. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
All right.
Next chapter, and there Gilzine and Tabitha are getting awfully friendly.
Oh yeah. Good to see Gilzine still in the mix.
Yeah. And look, you'll notice right there, he has his stump is outfitted with gadgets now.
Oh God!
See, there was a drill that right there in that shot. You'll see a drill that's on there.
Oh dear!
After she kisses him, like right after she. No, I'm sorry. I guess it was before when she just planted it on him.
I really like this shot. I think it's very stylized. Like I think it probably is CG, but I like the look of it.
I'm still worried about those ice beams if they're a little too sci-fi for this early in Gotham. Then again, we might have people coming back from the grave, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh God, that's like one of the big things I'm worried about. But
because I hear they definitely have plans for James Frayne coming back somehow.
God.
I don't know what they mean by that. We'll see. Well, it might just be the physical bodies being used.
Or like flashbacks or something at the most.
We'll see, because again, I think it might be like kind of a reanimation of tissue type thing of like they're
oh God.
I'm saying like they're not alive. They're not like physical people. They're like kind of being manipulated. Like
you see, they're playing this game like between Galavan and then Zed. Or I'm sorry, not Zed. I always fucking hate Zod. Get out of my head, Power Rangers villain.
Go back a few seconds. Let's take another look at Tabitha real quick, just to see if we can get the little shot of the stump. Okay. A little bit, just like the first time you see.
Do you think we're gonna get any sort of buildup of this woman before she dies?
I don't know. It could be like the one officer who was killed by Flamingo. I'm not sure.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be a random. Then again, there's a chance that a lot of these cops being frozen could be corrupt. There's a chance of that, which would be interesting. That he's going after corrupt cops too. Okay, let's keep going back. Almost. Just a little more. There you go. Right there. Stop.
Wait.
See right there. Look at the long thing in the like right below his ear. Right. Yeah, that thing. That's a drill.
Okay, I see it.
It's like you'll notice there are sparks coming off because it's like being sharpened by a knife or something. So he's gonna have his stump outfitted with stuff, which is gonna be awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so things begin. You'll notice he's not in the park or anything at that point.
You'll
notice we got Penguin in Arkham being strapped down. It looks like, from what I've seen some other footage, he's being prepared for kind of a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest style shocky treatment. Not a lobotomy per se, but kind of like
there's a big difference between a lobotomy and
lobotomy is like literally drilling into the head, but it's like
a lobotomy is literally basically like killing the brain.
Yeah, it's not. I know it's the old method of it was like you do a thing through the like an ice pick practically.
It's brutal. Yeah,
but
yeah.
the point is here. I mean, it's shock therapy. That's what I'm thinking of. It's shock therapy of some form of that. It looks like one of the things. But that's what this scene looks like. It's leading up to him being just chained down.
I really hope Hugo Strange personally administrates the shock therapy.
We'll see. He looks awfully smiley, like you wanted, Tiki. He looks awfully pleasant, like, oh, how are you?
Oh, God. Hello, Oswald. We're just going to send 2,000 bolts into your arms today. It should be quite pleasant.
I got to tell you, Tiki, I think that's how he's playing it. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
He's not happy.
No.
Bruce is training. He's boxing. He's getting ready to take on Matches Malone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big stuff.
Alfred is having this is not a game. Oh God! Oh God!
We got a little glimpse of the man.
There it is. There it is.
All right. So tell the folks, Tiki, is this what you pictured?
For the most part, yeah. We'll get into it more when we talk about his scene. Okay.
Okay.
Because I can talk about like all his mannerisms and everything when we get into that. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like does that look like a van crashing through Arkham or something?
Yes, out of Arkham it looks like an escape attempt.
Okay, so that's probably Riddler and I'm guessing Rubens breaking out Penguin, like you were speculating.
Again, could be more people trying to break the Penguin out than we think, but definitely Riddler and maybe Paul. Definitely Paul Rubens is going to be assisting someone in breaking the Sun out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh,
Fish Mooney.
Yeah.
And I should have mentioned this is like stuff we know. Jada Pinkett Smith has been renewed, so she's
we should have mentioned that off the top. Yeah.
Yeah, because back then, like they didn't have her confirmed yet, so they just had a little reference to her. Now that they know she's coming back, it's definitely her.
So I like, in terms of the comic book logic, that we did not see her dead body, so she could just be like freaking frozen or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
It's like whatever. Just I want to see her back. I'm kind of excited for this.
I mean, a lot of people, some people aren't too crazy about it, but
yeah, I know. We're kind of in the minority when it comes to Fish Mooney, but I really thought she was an original presence. Like, to me, the Fish Mooney arc in season 1 was kind of like a thing that was original to the show, and that's kind of what I appreciated about it.
Fish Mooney stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Fish Mooney stuff was interesting, but the prison stuff just kind of killed her. That was the issue.
Yeah, God, yeah.
The Dollmacher stuff was kind of a letdown.
Nightclub and Gilzeem and everything. Everything with that was golden for me.
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, that looks like Alfred's getting in some trouble.
Alfred. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh no, poor Alfred. He must be going. Look, he might be in the rave. I see kind of like obscured fogginess in the background. It might be at the rave trying to save Bruce.
Wait, you mean Foggy Nelson?
I'm saying foggy background. See all the kind of obscured.
Look at me, I'm blind Matt Murdock. I just pushed down an old man. I'm blind Matt Murdock.
Hey, look, because he did actually push down an old man to become Daredevil. He literally pushed an old man down to become blind Matt Murdock. That boy, he saved me. I just pushed down a man.
We just made another connection. Oh dear God. Okay, so Selena's looking on. What do you think this is? Do you think? I guess it's.
Well, those two guys are the strike force.
Strike force, right?
So they're just going down to take care of business. Looks like they're down the halls of Arkham. Oh, I love this shot so much.
Oh yeah. You
have no idea how much I freaked out when I saw this for the first time. Oh my God, he's targeting Gordon.
Yep.
This Nigma holding.
I don't necessarily know if he's targeting him like he wants to kill him or whatever. I think it's more kind of like, all right, let's see what games I can play with him.
Yeah, I just love that shot so much. This Nigma holding it's the green question mark on Gordon. Yeah.
Okay.
Looking very interesting.
Oh shit!
There we. Oh, 2 shots right there. So there we go. So this is looks like Victor Freeze post the accident.
Okay, so I think we're actually going to get the cold suit earlier than we're thinking, if that's the case, because I don't know. After this state, I think you're going to need the cold suit.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't think. Then again, if they're playing this strategically, this could be like towards the latter of the season, like towards like kind of last 3 episodes or something.
I don't know. Usually when they have these promos, it's within the first 3 or 4 episodes. You don't think like? I
don't know.
mean,
You got a point.
yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything like too far out in what we're getting with these promos.
I gotta tell you though, I love the eye effect though.
I love that's just what I was going to say. I love how glossed over it is.
Yeah, because I mean, to Batman Robin's credit, I did love the makeup on Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze.
I love the Arnold Schwarzenegger design, just in general. I love the makeup. I love the costume. Of course, the writing on that character could have been better.
That's the thing. I never liked the costume on Schwarzenegger because I mean, I grew up in the animated series Mr. Freeze, which looks so fantastic. But I did love the makeup, the blue skin, and how great that looked in close up on Schwarzenegger.
Well, you know what? I own the Schwarzenegger action figure, so maybe that's why I have a fondness for the costume. Because I swear to God, that movie was designed to sell toys, and I remember owning the toy lineup, so it did its job in that regard.
And according to Captain Logan, not every poison ivy did not come with a bane.
Oh God, no! But I remember I had Dick Grayson on his motorcycle, and then I had Mr. Freeze. Those were the two Batman and Robin toys I had.
Yep.
And of course, sadly, I did not have the George Clooney Batman, which came with the Bat credit card. Just a little tiny, like 2-inch plastic Bat credit card. Oh God! Okay. Never leave the cave without it.
All right.
There he is. There he is.
Oh yeah, and I gotta tell you, I just love the fact that he looks identical to the comics. He looks like see what everyone pulls up the image of him. I love that they took it to heart. There's always that famous image that I don't know the artist that did it, but there's always that great image of Hugo Strange just looking really menacing, like the glasses kind of like doing a reflection, so you don't really see into the eyes, but you have like the beard and everything's giving this big old grin.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Just the way they're kind of going with kind of the color, again, almost rose-colored glasses, almost like just not seeing things. A little on the nose, but I like it. So he's not, he's just not. He's just seeing everything. He's like, oh, I'm helping people. I'm like Batman. That's what he in the comics. He always thinks of himself as the next Batman because in the comics he was so crazy he would actually dress up like Batman.
Sure.
Because he wants to, and in the Arkham games, they kind of hinted at him wanting to replace Batman as Gotham's savior. It's like, I'm going to help the city by, maintaining the crazy, but in very dark ways.
All right. Where do you think this is?
I want to say this is either in Victor Freeze's lab or it could be one of 3 places. Victor Freeze's lab. It could be the Indian Hill facility, or it could be. I'm just putting all possibilities there. It could be Edward Nygma's the morgue where Edward Nygma's been frequenting, and he finds a clue about what Nygma's doing.
Ooh, okay.
So those are 3 options.
Then what do you think about Wrath of the Villains as a title? We never really got into that.
Yeah, well, it's. Well, we had Rise of the Villains before, which is it was them just kind of them kind of rising in popularity and all that stuff. Like they're kind of rising from the ranks, and it's like they're coming out of the woodworks. Wrath of the Villains is like now it's like because they might be coming back from the grave. That would definitely justify the wrath if it's like them kind of if it's either not just them come back from the graves, but it's like them leaving their impact. So now it's kind of the wrath of Gotham being affected by these villains, which is good. But I wish they didn't do like every episode listing like Wrath of the Villains. I can't just kind of blanketly just say this season's called Wrath of the Villains, but not every episode being like.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of a poor man's version of how Heroes used to do their seasons.
How they remind me? What was the?
Okay, it was like Volume 1, Generations. Volume 2. I think Volume 1 was Generations. Volume 2 was Genesis. I think Volume 3 was like Eclipse. I want to say.
Oh God.
So.
Yeah.
But no, I actually thought that was a good way to kind of make each season of Heroes into like a comic book arc or something like that. So I think this attempt, like with the Wrath of the Villains and stuff, it's more of a marketing thing than anything else. I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
Yep.
So, all right. Is that the only promo you want to dig into?
Pretty much the other promos just kind of capture the same footage in there. I mean, anything else it goes by really quickly. Just we know Oswald Cobblepot in one promo is just kind of going to like things are going to get a lot really bad for Oswald Cobblepot. So he's going to hit a low point before he reaches Arkham because he's going to be on the run.
Okay. All right. So I guess with that, do you want to get into the Hugo Strange scene?
Yes.
Okay. Let me. Hugo Strange. Oh boy. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Again, in that shot, just at the beginning there, he looks identical to the comics Hugo Strange. Just it looks, it puts a smile on my face when I saw him. It's like, oh god, he looks just like him.
Okay, the only thing that's different about this from my dream version of Hugo Strange is that I told you this before. My dream version of Hugo Strange had kind of like fucked up, crooked yellow teeth, and that
Did
was
BD
kind
Wong ever have that kind of teeth like that, or did you just picture that for the character?
for some reason, I guess I just pictured it for the character. I don't know.
I don't know what you have against BD Wong's dentist. I don't know what you have against that
guy. But I mean, overall, just his mannerisms are very striking. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and again, he is. Now I love how they direct this scene. It gets only like a little minute glimpse of it, but I love the. It says so much about his character, even though we're not. It's like a minute of the footage.
Right.
So we'll play it just so I can show the folks what we're talking about here. So let it play for a bit here. So we see he's talking to Oswald Cobblepot here, and just trying. You know, he's prying. He's just saying, "Oh, hello, Oswald. Well, tell me what's going on."
And then Oswald's just like, "Oh, the adjustment's been fine." And Hugo Strange just right away, he's like, "Oh, well, you know, Oswald, I don't think that's true. You know, it's a tough adjustment." So right away, he's playing like dirty psychologist in terms of just like wanting to get info out of the patients that they may not want to provide, you know, just kind of trying to stretch their words.
Well, again, the big thing I think Strange is going to embody this season is going to kind of the transformative stage of Gotham. That's like, you know, it's an adjustment period. So you're adapting to new things, which again is in many ways represents what Batman's all about. Kind of adapting to. Batman's about kind of recovering from a trauma and kind of going through that transitional phase, which Strange is very fixated on. So I like how they're kind of still kind of communicating many things about Batman through our two villains here, through Hugo Strange and through Victor Fries.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, with Stranger, I love as it's going to play. Let it play for a second. I just want to show the folks here. You're going to notice how they direct this here. So as he's just talking to Penguin here, you're just going to see it's going to focus on him real creepy.
Like God. I love these close-up shots of the eyes. I absolutely love it.
That's what I'm saying. Because one, you see kind of that smiley BD Wong, and just like. But here's the important thing. Here's why it's so menacing about Hugo Strange that he seems like such a he's like a Dr. Lecter type. That he's just like so nice and friendly, seemingly. But when what he's saying though is the emphasis on certain things, but not just like putting an emphasis on. It's like the camera's just kind of communicating. It's having a close up on these certain things that you can practically sense that he's feeding on psychosis. You know, he just feeds on it. He's probing him, saying, well, you know, that's an adjustment period. He's just waiting for him to give him what he wants. He's hinging on it. He's just waiting for him to give him like a little crack in the thing and saying, I'd kill him again. I'd kill him over again. That's what Hugo Strange wants. It's like, yes, that's what I need. It's really, and I love that visually that's being captured. It's so great. It's complimenting BD Wong's performance well because he just seems so interesting, you know.
Mm-hmm. I love his slow little mannerisms, like here where he's look how he just kind of like slowly folds his hands.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. There, you see that?
It's like in a perfect synchronized movement.
Right.
Look at it. He has a really nice desk too. But I just want to mention that he has a nice desk, like his old.
But you know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have any candies to offer his patients.
No, he doesn't.
So he needs to get on that. You know, maybe Nick Ford needs to give him a pep talk.
Yeah, but look too. I mean, it looks like he has a drink on the desk too. Like, you know, he can kick back.
Yeah, okay, so Oswald, he's saying, oh, please, in here is a cakewalk. It's a pillow fight compared to what I've been through.
And I think that's kind of the challenge to Hugo Strange. Like, he thinks he can't be broken. Oh, we'll see how that goes.
I will break you because I'm Kermit the Frog Romero. Oh, yeah, I will break you.
Okay. But you see what I mean, though. It's like it seems really like he sees Oswald Cobblepot as like a task of like, he's connected to a case I'm very interested in. Like, this is the man that shoved an umbrella down another man's throat. I have interest in this man.
Also, can we have an Arkham Asylum pillow fight scene?
Arkham Asylum pillow fight scene.
Yeah. Because Penguin just mentioned that Arkham Asylum is a pillow fight compared to what he's been through.
Oh, oh God.
In the immortal words of Victor Zsasz, please. Oh God.
I don't know about that, but again, I like how there might be some connection between Galvin. That's why he's really focused on the Penguin. Like, I have him just where I want him right now. I can observe this man. Can I get inside his head and turn him into what I need him to turn him into? Like maybe control the city or something.
Sure.
Well, we'll see, because Penguin does have connections, and maybe he thinks if he can break him, he can just kind of get inside his head, turn this guy, and just send the message to the criminal underworld, like, maybe you want to pay respect to Arkham Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm throwing some stuff out there,
Okay, wait. It looks like Strange has some tea there to offer Oswald.
See, that's what I'm telling you. He's got some pleasantries.
All right. I think he passed the pleasantries test.
But then again, I assume there's like a part of the episode we didn't see where it's just like he says, "Oh, please help yourself to some tea." And I was like, "No, I want tea." Right. Then he goes over there and he's pouring himself a little something. Okay.
And here, Strange is just in the background, and he's just like listing off all the horrible shit that's happened to Oswald recently. Yeah. Oh, it's like you're on the run. You're living as a fugitive. Your mother died.
Yeah.
And here is my favorite directing of the whole episode, of the whole clip. The death of your mother. Oh God! Okay, he just gives the most subtle and creepy tisk 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 that I've ever heard. You know what I mean?
Yep. Again, he's like reading that. Yeah, that's what broke you, isn't it? You're gonna tell me that. You're going to,
God! And then just all the malice in those eyes, and like you said, like the pink. I love the pink. I love the analogy, like the rose-colored glasses. I think that works. Oh God, I love this. This is like my favorite shot in this whole scene.
And you'll see the sweat on Hugo Strange in a shot like this. It's like he's just like deep down he's such an inhuman, psychotic monster that it's like sweating through the surface of like deep down. I just feed on other people going crazy and me controlling and me making them feel like they're getting better or they're getting worse, all on my command. I'm exercising this power. And I'm sweating through. I get the sense he's just so desperate to get something out of the Penguin, but he's not like he won't be hurt if he doesn't get anything out. But he just knows he's so excited, like I'm gonna get something out of this guy.
Right.
Seriously, right. You see the sweat on him there?
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, I think he just really loves the challenge of who I'm going to break this guy. It's going to be he's going to be screaming like your average crazy in a cell, just like confessing. He'll be swinging from the chandeliers, crazy when I'm through with him. Like, and he thinks he's like smarter than any of these other yuppies. I'm going to show him.
Oh God. Troubled times. Oh man.
Times.
Is that your clinical diagnosis?
This season's the second half's gonna be so fun with BD Wong.
Like I said, I think Mr. Freeze is definitely going to be the primary focus, but I think BD Wong is going to be the performance that we're talking about for sure.
I just really hope they don't do something stupid like kill him off.
Oh God, don't even say that. Don't say that, please. Oh God. I want him around for as long as this season.
I tell you one, if they don't do it this season, I know what I want next season to be. I want to be Hugo Strange looking in the Bruce Wayne. I want that so much.
Yes,
I've been telling you that since the first speculation we did. That's a big thing. Kevin Smith called it. Everyone's called it. I want to see that happen.
All right.
Just want to see him develop that fixation on Bruce Wayne.
So now Hugo Strange, he's just saying like, oh, if I were in your position, I'd feel a lot of guilt. And like I said, I love his work with his hands. That's one of the real things I'm getting with this guy's performance. He's just a master of like hand performance right here.
Oh yeah, that's hand acting 101.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's such a great shot. I know we're just gushing over how much we love BD.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Folks, just get like saddle up for when the show comes back. This is only 1 minute of footage. Just imagine how long we're gonna go. Stuff. Oh my God, BD Wong is so amazing. Look at that hand acting. Look, give
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Just let him rub up against the photograph of Bryan Cranston's Emmy right now. Just let him rub up against the photograph of it. He hasn't done it. We haven't seen him do anything yet, so we can't let him in the Emmy room. We just let him rub a photograph of it.
I think this like 1 minute of performance allows him a photograph.
Oh my God! See this right there? This is like the Emmy pose.
Like look at the crease on his forehead.
Yeah. See, look at this image right here, T. This image is what should be like kind of printed out and then just like kind of like, please give me an Emmy. Not out of desperation though. It's just like a sincere like, please give me an Emmy. You can't say no to me. Look at that. I'm so good in this scene. I'm not even doing. I'm just moving my hands. Just give me. Just let me rub a photograph of Bryan Cranston's Emmy. Come on.
Oh God. Okay. I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the screen share now.
Okay. So, so next.
So as you can tell, folks, we're very excited for BD Wong. I think we've made that quite clear.
It's either let him rub up against a photograph of Bryan Cranston's Emmy, or let him just breathe on Aaron Paul's Emmy.
On Aaron Paul's Emmy.
Just let him breathe on it, you know? I'm not saying touch it, I'm just saying like, get close enough you can breathe on it, you know?
For how long? How long are we talking here? Like a full minute?
I'm saying like, 50 minutes at least.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, let him just get like maybe maybe a photograph, maybe. Anyway, so there was another thing that's been released, folks, before we kind of get just directly into our spec. There, another thing that was very interesting and kind of curious, like how it might fit into the actual show. This might be like an in-continuity thing or something that we're going to see unfold, or this might be like a little additional kind of like thing to transition us into where we're going to start the second half of the season, where it's on the Gotham YouTube page, and I guess online and all that stuff. They release these things called Gotham stories, which essentially are kind of like motion comics with the actors doing the voices of their characters, basically kind of like, again, it's like a little prologue to the second half almost. It's we kind of catch up and get little hints of what's to come, maybe, or what's to get Penguin in his current situation. Mm-hmm. It's in 4 parts, like they're minute long each, minus like the little advertisement. See Gotham. Yeah, and we start with we see Penguin in chapter 1 here. In this chapter here, we see they're a slaughterhouse, as the narration is providing us. See Penguin's other affiliates here, some other criminal affiliates. Penguin's being hunted by the GCPD, which the underworld affiliates here are not crazy about. Mm-hmm. We see Selena still kind of like she's Penguin's right-hand man. Now Gilzean's not only out of right hand, but out left hand in Gilzean's case. Yeah,
it's hard for Gilzean to be a right-hand man these days. He's kind of out of that job.
Out of like a left-hand man, perhaps. I think it's the left-hand.
Is this just like random evil lady right here?
Again, she's a new character. She's not going to be in. She's not going to be in the season, but we'll see.
Okay.
Because what's about to happen to her?
Right.
So we know she's
a fortress, a castle.
It's basically she's kind of representing remember that at the beginning of this season we saw a whole bunch of Penguins guys sitting at kind of that Godfather-like sequence. They're all just at the table ready for business.
Right.
So she's like one of those guys. Just pretty much saying like, look, you're being hunted by the GCPD. That's a risk to us, and we're not going down with you. You're getting us out since you whacked the mayor. And then there's a little interruption that happens at this meeting.
Oh yeah, very awesome.
Penguin's still trying to convince him, hey, the cops work for me. Like Jim Gordon. Ha ha ha. You're not the king of Gotham. So things are getting really heated. There's a little knock at the door, and boom.
Knock. Oh boy, it starts to freeze over. Boom. Oh boy, there he is. I gotta tell you,
Nathan Darrow, he sounds very much like the Red Hood from Batman Under the Red Hood in this sequence that's about to unfold. But that unfolds following this. Anyway, so essentially, happens is Freeze interrupts the meeting, and Penguin just thinks he's there for a job. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, friend. Are you here for a job?
He's sure not a cop.
Thinks he's there for a job, and he's there to do one.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we know she's not coming back. I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love the accident. Oh God! Actually, there's a chance she might not be dead. She just lost a leg.
Oh jeez.
I completely forgot about that. Oh my God! She might be alive but delimbed.
So I really love the art here. I must say,
Yeah.
like the art all around is just very good. I love the shadows here.
Yeah. Good stuff. So basically, it appears that he's kind of pulling a Red Hood, where he's kind of killing off the other criminals, including Penguin's also on the chopping block. There, he's just wasting all the criminals. Perhaps get leads on his wife, or to kind of kill the people that may have done something to his wife.
Selena being a fucking ninja right there.
Yeah. And thanks to Selena, Penguin lives.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's not a frozen penguin.
I was frozen today, Jim.
Do you know do you have any idea what that's like?
Oh God.
Do you have any idea what that's like? It's cold. It's biting cold.
Oh God. Okay, chapter 3.
I had like 8 cans of soup.
Okay.
So Penguin's kind of sad that he's out of his cool slaughterhouse hideout. And Freeze isn't having, I'm not letting this little shrimp get away. But thankfully, Selena, and I love this really dedicated henchman, by the way. He didn't look like Gabriel, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, yeah.
I'm sure Gabriel's still in the picture. We'll see what happens with him this season, because again, he'll be kind of separated from Penguin. That can be
I'm hoping we get a lot of these ice effects in the makeup, because I think it looks really cool.
I just love the dedicated henchman. It's like, boss, get him half frozen, but get him.
Right.
That's a dedicated henchman. I mean, I really love this escape here. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we're suddenly orchestrating. Come on, Penguin, you're coming with us now.
Woo! I love the animation of Penguin flying in.
This is
really cool. I really love this.
So the trunk freezes off. That's so cool.
Yes. I really hope to see something like that in the actual show.
It would be cool. I mean, so again, that's a lot of speculation whether this is going to be in the show or just like a little prologue. So we might just start the season of Penguin. Oh, there's one. No, there's the fourth.
Chapter 4. There we go.
Okay, here's the last one, folks. This is kind of our plot. I want to just kind of explain. We might start the season with Penguin in Arkham, or like on the run, about to be apprehended because of something like this. Like this scene, we might actually see. Right. Now Bullock apparently is okay, so we see Selena and that brave henchman in the corner there, and it looks like Bullock's uninformed about the Galavan situation, which is my biggest question, by the way. I just want to make that clear. This is my biggest question: how Gordon, you can let it play. This is how Gordon's going to get away with this happening and still have his job intact. Yeah, because the only rationale I can expect, the only rationale I can think of, I'm not going to be too crazy, but they have to sell me on. I shouldn't say I'm not going to be too crazy, but is that the only thing I can think of is that Gordon's going to be say, oh, the penguin killed him and he kidnapped me. So I was there when he did that.
Okay.
I just love that dynamic, by the way. It's communicating this little animation here, which is it's Gordon saying, okay, well, who is after you? It's like him not discounting his stories. Like, okay, who's after you now?
Right.
Also, I just love the little hand thing, by the way. He was like shaking his hand as he pushes down the thumb just to hurt him. Like, yeah, I don't like shaking your hand, but I'll do it.
Selena, start keeping better company. Oh yes.
And basically, he's trying to ask for Jim for a favor, and he's arrested in the process, which should, I guess, land him in Arkham somehow. Which I'm thinking is going to be Hugo Strange orchestrating that.
But it says to be concluded, so I guess we have one more.
Yeah, well, it might be. Wait a minute. Yeah, they might do it Monday just to coincide with the episode. They might do that.
Right. So maybe that's something we can track.
Because I think it comes on Wednesday. It comes on Mondays, and that'll be next Monday's going to be when the show comes back. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
So that'll be the last one then. Okay, so that's those are the Gotham stories. Which again could be a good bridging device, or like a little peek at what's to come in first episode.
All right, so now let's kind of breeze through some quick fire speculation here.
Okay, I think Mr. Freeze, judging from what we've seen, is going to start out as a vigilante, going after criminals at first, maybe some corrupt cops too, or he loses sight and just attacks cops just to save his own butt.
Yeah, I definitely think the Nora Free stuff is going to happen pretty early on. That's my speculation on it. I think it's going to be like the first couple episodes we're going to see that whole arc play out. I'd like to say by the end of the season we're going to get the free suit, but judging by his state, I think we're going to get it maybe like midway through this arc, if at the latest, possibly.
Well, you know what they could do? I think they might play it off like Jerome, where we're going to go like 3 or 4 episodes of like kind of a direct Mr. Freeze story, and hopefully it'll be good, like Jerome's was.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that, and then that would give them room to expand on other characters, like the Mad Hatter, for example. So
certainly. So with Mr. Freeze, though, again, it looks like he's going to be doing all of this stuff again, starting off as kind of like a vigilante, then again, kind of donning the parka, and then things going south for him in order to find and save Nora.
Right.
Big question is if Nora's going to die or like seemingly die, because in the comics,
I want to see the Heart of Ice storyline. I want to see her in kind of that catatonic state.
Yeah, which that could be interesting. Definitely. Again, it's like you don't want. They said they've said up and down they're going to have like a really heartfelt Mr. Freeze story between him and his wife, which makes me excited because that's the one thing you can really add to the perfect Heart of Ice story is just getting to know Nora Freeze and why he's in love with her.
Definitely.
That's the only looming question of that story because every time in the comic they never had just the story of Victor Freeze falling in love with Nora. They never had that story. It's always been. If they've had any story like when Nora and Victor Freeze in the same one, it's usually like Nora, she awakens like, Victor, what's happened to you? No.
Right.
I don't mean to undersell that. Those stories are good, but I'm just saying,
I hear you.
And the way they could tie Mr. Freeze into the Hugo Strange story possibly is that he could be a scientist behind the Indian Hill preservations and cryogenics. We see people frozen in tubes.
I assume that's how they were going to tie it in with the cryogenics thing. I think that's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe that explains the expertise. And again, the only gripe I have with Mr. Freeze is the beam is still like a little too high concept. We got to see how far they're going to push the second.
I'm more okay with the beam than you are, I guess. To me, it just kind of fits in with all the rest of the wacky stuff on the show.
I'm a gadget guy, so that's probably why. Because this doesn't make sense. He'd be able to do that instantly. That's really high grade technology.
I guess, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how they play it off on the show. They might have a good explanation for
it. And again,
it.
Let's address this in Mr. Freeze. This is the big fear with introducing Mr. Freeze, because again, Heart of Ice story, huge story to Mr. Freeze, and you can't tell all of that now because Batman's still a big fixture in the Heart of Ice story. Right. Now, here's what I figured. This is just my guess of like a way they can do and make everyone happy still. Is if they tell the origin, like basically tell half of the Heart of Ice story. Basically, this again. Primarily with stuff we haven't seen from the Heart of Ice, him falling in love and we'll kind of let him down this path. They tweak a little bit where it's like, again, they can't have it directly be the Heart of Ice thing, as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. But it would be like a thing where, okay, people have kidnapped his wife or something. It's a revenge story. He's going after him. He's trying to save his wife. Gordon's pursuing him. And by the end of the story, like the only thing we would see on Gotham is kind of the him becoming Mr. Freeze and being confined to the suit. And I could speculate, again, this is the show we'll never see, bear in mind. Down the line, the way they would fit it into the Heart of Ice, I think that would be enough to support that would be that there's a scene in Heart of Ice where Batman's looking at basically he learns about what happened to Mr. Freeze, and basically you have a Jim Gordon connection there, like Jim Gordon, in this revised, like Gotham will never see. He's like, he goes to Jim Gordon and asks what happened to Victor Freeze, and he tells him, well, I went after this guy once, and he became cryogenically stuck in this suit. So that would basically be a way you could still have the Heart of Ice sort of Batman reaching the humanity of Mr. Freeze, but Gordon would be instead of being a security tape, would be Jim Gordon telling him the story.
I could see that.
So I think that would make people happy and kind of evade the fears of like, we can't do all of Heart of Ice with just Jim Gordon. You need Batman in there somehow.
Exactly.
Because again, you can't. That's the big thing this show fights up against all the time. You can't have a Gordon just take care of all the bad guys. Otherwise, there's
right.
I'm just saying there needs to be a balance. And I think that's the only way I can figure they would do it. But they might surprise us, or they might do something else, or they can completely botch it. We don't know. Mm-hmm. Would you like to fire off a few?
Well, you want to talk about? I mean, I guess we kind of speculated Strange as much as we could, right?
Well, I think again, as I mentioned, kind of with the Batman comparison, I think Strange might be setting up some pieces, like just to piggyback one of your ideas from early on. You said like Barbara.
Right. I'd love to see him kind of like. I think that'd be a great way to get into Barbara's head and actually feel some sympathy towards her. If Strange was just like pulling all these strings in her head to make her just like go crazy with, you know, all these feelings for Jim.
I did kind of see one potential really cool thing you could have with Barbara in this show, is it again with Hugo Strange influence, of course, because that's the only way you can fix that character. If Strange kind of sets up the pieces like he does in the Batman, just pretty much kind of primes villains for like a release or something that he knows they're not ready, just kind of challenge Batman. But in this case, it'd be for he would basically see Barbara Keene as an interesting case. It was like, oh man, this one really lost it. She's really went off the deep end. I can work with this. This is clay to be molded. She sets up the pieces like, for example, Barbara thinking that she's readjusted, and Hugo Strange like signing the paperwork and everything. Oh, she's good for release, and basically subconsciously putting in kind of like the inkling of like, you know, if you want to be like some of the stuff you said, like, you know, if you want to be happy, you need to kind of address your problems directly or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what he would say to get her to that point, but basically he should be primed to like go after Leslie's child.
Right.
And you could get out of that, and you get two gags out of that. One gag and one homage that I would love. You get the gag of like saying either her saying, "Oh yeah, she named the baby Barbara," or like a thing where she dementedly, and this is where here's the thing I could be really excited about potentially. One of the best parts of year one, of course, is the ending when Johnny Vitti kidnaps James Jr. and Gordon's like fighting him on a bridge. Remember that scene, right?
Right. Yeah.
Now you could kind of have that with Barbara if she kidnaps the child after it's born, and I would say she'd do like a psychotic thing where she just calls the kid Barbara Jr. like the actual Batgirl is.
I'd love that. Oh, Barbara Jr., you're so adorable, Barbara Jr.
And what would be so funny about that is like it just to show how crazy she is. It would be that the kid's probably gonna be James Jr. the son first, and basically it was like the idea of like just to spite Jim Gordon's like it's not James Jr. It's Barbara Jr. It's a boy. I don't care. It's our child, Jim. This is my baby, our baby.
All right, I'm looking at the clock, and I really do need to get off soon to do homework, so let's just kind of quickly fire through a few more bullet points.
All right. Okay, I think we can definitely see Jerome's influence on criminals with all the smile mask and being worshipped.
Oh, yeah, the smile masks and then the ha-ha balloons that we saw, definitely.
At the Murder Art Gallery.
Do you think Harvey Dent's actually going to have any sort of an arc whatsoever at all?
Well, you know, again, I'd love to see Harvey Dent have some stuff to do, and the only way you could have potential that he might be a good resolution for some of the Barnes stuff, like between Gordon and Barnes. But I think it's going to work him in there. I don't know. He might get kind of lost in the shuffle, I'm afraid.
Here's a good question. Do you think that Barnes is going to start leaning towards being a genuine antagonist towards James Gordon?
Well, I don't know, because I want him just to kind of give Gordon that one pass. You know, just like give him a pass.
Right.
But I get a sense, you know, they've always kind of hinted that, you know, Barnes, he may or may not become a villain by the end of this show. So, I mean, there's a chance of that, Tiki.
Okay.
And there's definitely a chance.
Where does now I have a hard time keeping track of all this mobster stuff. So where is Zaz in the picture right now? Like, where is he? Where is his?
I guess Zaz is a free agent now that the Penguin's he's gonna be off the street, so he's just gonna be kind of like I guess what could be cool is if Penguin's father, either Penguin's father or Gilzean's gonna be going after Victor Zaz as a henchman.
Okay.
Now, by the way, speaking of which, I think Gilzean's finally going to get kind of to that place that's been hinted at in the first season, where he's going to be I think he's going to become the new crime boss of Gotham.
Which is fucking cool, because we've been stoked about that for a while now. I think I think the show has earned that story.
I think we can rapid fire through a few because I still got a lot of cool things to speculate on. But so I think Bruce Wayne's gonna be pulling a Matches Malone to catch Matches Malone, where he's gonna do undercover detective work to kind of find out who Matches Malone is, and again, eventually, you know, be taking the name of what he's trying to do here. Mm-hmm. Again, Matches Malone is kind of rumored to be kind of a feared killer and assassin, which could definitely tie into the lady, perhaps.
Oh God.
You remember the lady?
Yeah, of course I remember.
Yeah, she frequents the cage. Okay, but here's my big thing to speculate on, by the way. This is a big thing to speculate on. I think Nigma, he might be trying to take the Penguin's place. Not like I'm going to take his place like that, but I mean like kind of in honor of my friend, I'm going to keep his organization running and maybe helped by Penguin's father.
Okay.
Be either that, or he's definitely going to be trying to free him, and this could lead to Gordon investigating Nigma, or Nigma getting to the point where Gordon's suspicious of him, and he has to contemplate with that shot, contemplate killing his friend.
I think we're definitely going to see some interesting cat and mouse dynamics between Nigma and Gordon. And keep in mind, like one of my personal favorite scenes in the whole back half of season 2 was that little dinner that they had between Nigma, Kringle, and then Tompkins and Gordon, where Nigma is like literally toasting to friends and family with Gordon, and it's like the most surreal thing ever.
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, Nigma in this season is really he's been getting to the point where he's just kind of killing out of necessity. And if Gordon's
dark passenger has taken over.
And think about it, Gordon. If Gordon's investigating him, he would have to seriously contemplate the option of killing him. Which again, I think the human side of Edward Nigma might kind of prevent him from doing that. But then he might think of Kringle, which is like, well, Kringle was kind of a weakness for me, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to kill Jim, but I might have to, and hence the looking into him. But what could happen also is that he could offer Jim a team up to save the Penguin, and by the end of the season, the season could end with Nigma going into hiding and maybe assisting other criminals, like like a free agent, kind of like him. He's assisting criminals, or he's like becoming the Riddler without kind of naming himself the Riddler yet, but by leaving challenges for his friend Jim Gordon to solve.
I think that's a very good guess.
So I'm saying if Gordon's looking into him, this is the second half here. It will definitely end. The season will end with Nigma kind of indulging, like he leaves the police department, or he's like he's under scrutiny, so he kind of escapes, and then he's just kind of like the faceless name of like, I know who's behind this for next season, sort of thing.
So like I said, I think the Mad Hatter storyline, if we're gonna get it at all, it's gonna be probably like a 2-part, like multi-episode arc.
Yeah, let me for Mad Hatter and Clayface. I think Mad Hatter is going to be like an Arkham patient of Strange's, and I think Clayface is going to be an Indian Hill experiment of Strange's gone wrong.
Ooh, okay.
So that's what I think. I think Clayface is going to be like maybe like an Arkham patient who's a regular guy, turned himself in, and basically gets like experimented on, just turns like into the goopy Clayface we know, but like not starting as like a big monster molded clay, but starting as a guy who's kind of melting and changes appearance maybe.
Do we think we're going to see any redemption for Silver St. Cloud in kind of the ranks of Gilzean?
They're going to, I think they might go for is like Gilzean might have kind of like a reverse Penguin operation. So instead of Zaz, he has Tabitha. Instead of Selena, he has Silver St. Cloud.
Okay, I can see that.
Let's see. I think Firefly's will definitely come back.
Right. That'll be curious.
I think she'll definitely kind of like she'll represent the humanity among Strange's plan of like either. Like the finale's got to be like Strange's monsters and/or transformed body-related crimes.
Oh God!
Again, we're still unclear of what they're doing with that because we hear the actors are going to come back.
It's very murky, and that's kind of like the one thing in the back half of the season where I'm kind of skeptical on it for sure.
You have a line opening the season: "Monsters are coming, Mr. Mayor."
Oh God!
I mean, with that said, they're either going to be monsters or they're going to be like transformed body related crimes. And with that, though, I think Firefly is going to represent kind
of. Gallivant is going to become like an undead zombie, and then he's going to go join Gary Gallivant's army.
Let me tell you this though: there is actually a big theory with Gallivant. I should probably
talk with Gallivant.
With Gallivant, that is kind of floating around here. I don't know how much. I don't want to spoil it. I think it could be kind of a spoiler, but it's speculated.
No, it's a theory. Go ahead.
There's a theory because again, he is in correlation with the Order of Saint Dumas. He might be his rebirth might lead him to become a early version of Azrael.
Okay, I could see that actually.
I'm just saying it's an option. It's a way to go. I'm not sure. By the way, the Azrael fans aren't really happy about the direction Gotham's taking with that, but I'm not a big Azrael fan. Nothing against him. He's too mystical and religious for Batman for me, for my taste. So
I hear you.
Out there for me. But let's see. I think I'm almost done here. Thanks speculation. I got the screen setting up the pieces. I think the season's going to end with Bruce deciding not to kill Matches Malone, but Alfred's going to secretly kill him behind his back.
Ooh, I like that.
I mentioned that because in Batman Earth 1, this story, the Jeff Johns comic, that this is where they got their kind of mold for Alfred from.
That would also kind of your what's his name? Alfred's army friend.
Oh, Reggie.
Yeah, that would kind of mirror like Reggie being killed behind Alfred's back last season.
And here's why I bring that up, because there in the Earth One story, it kind of ended with the Penguin was the guy who'd hired someone to kill the Waynes in that story, and the way that ended was that as Batman, he didn't kill him, but he was almost about to be killed by the Penguin, and then Alfred killed the Penguin. In that story, so the way that could go is just kind of Alfred doing that for him, but never telling Bruce about it because he was like proud of Bruce for like not killing him, but he would still you killed the parents of this kid I value so much.
For sure,
For that, I can't allow you to live, but I won't corrupt him. I won't ruin his life like that. Down the line, it might come out though. I think I'm just about again. I mentioned Firefly. That's all I really got for speculation. That's kind of closing thoughts really are left.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely optimistic about it for sure. Obviously, the main thing that I'm going to be looking at is Hugo Strange, but I'm excited for everything all around. I wish I had more to speculate on with Bullock, by the way, but I think with Bullock, the whole thing is going to be just kind of like maybe Jim's loyalty or Bullock's loyalty to Jim will be tested, perhaps. And maybe Bullock will have to go into that kind of self-preservation mode again because Gordon's kind of taking too many risks. I don't know. We'll see.
Honestly, I don't know how it would come about, but I've always kind of wanted to see a scene where like Bullock takes a bullet for Jim. He's fine. Don't get me wrong, he'll survive because we love Bullock, but just still, he takes a bullet for just showing his loyalty.
Okay, but any final thoughts on your end?
Yeah, the second half it's going to be kind of the dark. It's going to be full of dark, gutsy choices. It's I think it's communicating the message of this season of this message of the evolving city and how it kind of like the Scott Snyder thing, which I've always clinged to when I describe kind of why this show has potential. Is that it's how Gotham molds people into things they never thought possible, good or bad, and a little bit of both. In cases like Gordon or Freeze. And I think Strange and Freeze are very representative of things Batman will definitely face in the future, which is kind of neat to see. Right. Kind of like the seeds of that be planted here. Where Strange is kind of the method of change and getting over trauma, which definitely relates in the Batman. Which again, a Strange Bruce Wayne correlation could be really interesting. If not this season, then definitely next season. Freeze is kind of the vigilante figure gone bad as a tragedy, basically kind of like a Two-Face from the Dark Knight. Figure of like starts off as a vigilante like Batman, kind of ends like a tragedy like Two-Face.
Okay.
And Gordon's kind of also representative of kind of the life always full of just black utter darkness. So he tries to have a life like a wife and a child, and just assume it's going to be plagued if Barbara does kidnap Barbara Jr.
I legitimately do hope we get an episode like that. I hate to say it, but that would just be such a fantastic off the wall premise.
I'm saying, look, you know how much I love when they reference Year One. If they can do if they can pull off a Year One reference like that, I'm talking they do like the bridge fight and like her holding the baby. Oh my
God. Is our baby Jim. This is our child.
I just personally, I would love it also if you just got into a fist fight with Barbara. Like with Johnny V. Remember that awesome shot where like Johnny V's holding a knife near Gordon's eyes, like that chaos all around him, and the baby's like crying in his face, and he's like they're leaning over the bridge. Oh my God, if they did that with Barbara, that'd be fantastic. Okay, but seriously, again, overall, it looks like the second half could be potentially very interesting. It's got good actors, it's got interesting directions. It could pan out, could say a lot about the Batman character and about how Gotham changes people. That's it in a nutshell, and I'm definitely looking forward to see where they're going to pick up with the story.
Okay, one quick thing is the titles. Episode 12 is Mr. Freeze, which means we'll see Mr. Freeze for a grand total of 3 minutes in the episode.
Well, I hear the papers are going to be calling him Mr. Freeze. By the way, that's where they're going to get the name.
Yeah, that's cool. And then episode 13, I like this title. It's a Dead Man Feels No Cold.
Okay, so what's is you sure that's 13 and not?
No, that's 13.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I forgot about the whole. It's 11 in the first half. Yeah. So what's the next one?
That's it. That's all we have so far.
Because I was thinking we would definitely gauge us on like how long Mr. Freeze is going to be in the pictures. We know he's going to be at least there for 2 episodes. We know that
for sure. All right, so I think we can sign off now. Give me a good B.D. Wong Hugo Strange quote.
Well, you had him you had him right off your fingertips there.
All right. He's like, let's see. Troubled times, Oswald. Troubled times. I'm going to get into your head and just screw your brain around like silly putty, Oswald. Look at my hands, Oswald. Look at my magnificent hand acting.
Let me breathe on Aaron Paul's Emmy.